Welcome to OBR Podcasts.
Can we start a little bit about your background? I know you're a patent lawyer, but tell me more about what you studied and why you became a patent lawyer.
Right. So my original background, I got a degree in biology, and after college I went to Georgetown University Medical School to get my PhD. The department at the time was a microbiology department, and it was at a time when oncogenes were being discovered, and so I got into molecular biology and worked quite a bit with the cell cycle and cancer, and ended up coming to California to do my postdoc at what's now the Sanford Burnett Medical Research Institute. So I love science. I always have loved it, but I just decided not to be a bench scientist any longer and found a different career using my scientific background.
That's great. So considering your background, what do you think about patentability of genes? I mean, it's a general question, but what's your thought on that?
I am still in favor of genes being patented. I still feel that if someone isolates the sequence and then determines what it can be used for, then not only is that use patentable, but I feel like they are eligible to get a patent on the sequence itself. They made a discovery that no one else had ever made before.
So you think that what Myriad Genetics did was right, according to?
I believe that they were entitled at that time to a patent on the gene sequences. Yes, they are the ones that made the correlation between that sequence and a risk of breast or ovarian cancer. No one else had ever done that before, and I think their discovery and their efforts entitled them to patent protection.
That's good. So what did you think about our event and how it was organized and the audience response to the gene patent?
Right, so I thought the event was wonderful. I thought the format was really interesting. I do a lot of speaking on different topics related to patent law, science, and I've never had this format before. I thought it was interesting. I think it was informative, both for the panel as well as the audience. The audience seemed very responsive to the format and seemed to be sort of interested as well, and they seemed to want to take a position and challenge us, and I appreciated being challenged, both by my fellow panelists but also by the audience. So I thought it was a unique format that I would love to do again.
Yes, that's true. So one of the questions that came up about the universities carrying out research according to what the company is doing, and the company is not filing or a case against them or suing them for their research. What do you think about that?
So, again, what I was saying is that there's no research exemption in the U.S., and therefore anyone who is working on a patented product, for example, theoretically they are infringing that patent. But it's just typically known in the industry that you don't go after the university professor and create bad will between the company and the universities. And there are advantages to having these researchers validate the scientific aspects of the patented invention. And so doing the research, putting out publications, helps support the company to a certain extent. So I do agree with that. Companies typically will sue another company or another commercial entity if they are a competitor, and they will take away revenue from the company who owns the patent. And so we see that all the time.
Right. So you don't think there's a risk involved in carrying out research?
I think there's a risk involved if you're infringing someone's patent.
But not as university research.
I think the risk is reduced if you are a university professor.
But there's still a risk.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much for giving me a use on gene patent, and it was really, really nice to meet you.
Sure, thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.